brought to you by
Youth, elderly, and persons with disabilities. It's time to choose our leaders. Let's show up and participate in the special interest group elections. Starting June through August this year. Your vote, your voice. My vote, my voice. This message is brought to you by the Uganda Electoral Commission.
Very good evening and a warm welcome to our second edition of UBC News Tonight on this 9th day of June 2025. Now, before we get into our news bulletin, let's first take a look at the top stories tonight. In our top stories this evening, President Museveni pledges to follow up on the veterans' payroll. Security persons in Kasese district recover an AK-47 thugs were using to terrorize Bukonzo County West. The Chinese Communist Party pledges support to youth-centered programs. And in sports, the Special Olympics Committee launches athletic leadership program for persons with intellectual disabilities. Good evening, I'm Lorene Masika Kazimoto, and my colleague in sign language interpretation, Yusuf Senyomo. We do welcome you to this evening's news bulletin, and we start off with our first story this evening. President Museveni has pledged continuous support to people who individually offered support to his 5-year NRA guerrilla liberation struggle in the Luwero Triangle. The presidential continuous pledge followed persistent complaints from families that offered materialistic support and human resource that have never been compensated, contrary to his promise after the war. President Museveni was addressing the 36th Heroes Day in Lyantonde district under the theme, "The Legacy and Ideals of Our Heroes, a Memorable Inspiration." Philip Aguta reports.
President Museveni, alongside First Lady Janet Museveni, who arrived at Kariro Technical Playgrounds at 1 p.m., started his speech by faulting the State Minister for Luwero Triangle, Alice Kaboyo, as to why the money that was released for the bush war fighters has not been given to them to date.
When we won victory, we had first of all stabilized Uganda.
Kati twawangula olutalo kye twasookerako kyali kyakutebenkeza ggwanga lyaffe erya Uganda.
Now when Uganda was stable,
kati Uganda bwe yamala okuteeka nga waliwo obutebenkevu,
I called your leaders in Chankwanzi. I think it was 2008 there.
mu mwaka gwa 2008 President yayita abakulembeze e Chankwanzi.
There were like 800 of them.
Bala bakulembeze nga 800.
I said,
era abagamba,
we are going to give Akasimu a thank you, the supporter 1 million.
Abawagizi abatuwagira $1,000,000.
The leaders 5 million.
Abatukulembera nga bakulembera abakulembeze abatuyambangako nabo nga tubawa $5,000,000.
So Kawandwa, the center is Aragawa.
Yes,
what is the problem? Because this was long ago. Kawandwa jango tegezeko.
Museveni cited ghost beneficiaries or corruption that might have played in the process.
5 million, sometimes for 10, for 5 for the husband, 5 for the wife. Because I insisted on that because I knew these families.
President bwe baali bagaba sente zino, family ezimu zaafuna $10,000,000 kubanga omukyala yaweebwanga $5,000,000 n'omwami $5,000,000. Ekyo yakiremerako kubanga yalabanga abakyala balina olubimbi lwe baalima ng'omukyala mu maka, ate balina n'abaami balina olubimbi lubaalima mu kiseera ky'olutalo kyova olaba yakiremerako omukyala afune n'omwami afune.
So therefore, there is a problem here which we shall solve. The money has been spent. If it didn't arrive, we shall sort it out.
Museveni's action was ignited by the complaints from some of the people who supported the liberation struggle and haven't benefited. Although the State Minister for Luwero Triangle, Alice Kaboyo, talked of having disbursed shillings 218 billion to 87,000 war veterans.
I pledge Your Excellency, the Veterans Verification Committee still await your meeting to present to you the strategies to better the payment of our gallant veterans.
As part of the presidential pledges in the area that were affected by war, President Museveni pledged to construct the Lwemiaga Tusi and Mutukla Road in Rakai district.
I have heard your demand on the Ntuti Kashagama Liantonde Road. Ate n'abakoki baffe Liantonde Rumbugurakai.
Abantu baffe ab'Ekkooki era oluguudo lw'Eryantonde Lumbugu paka Rakai.
Together, we are going to do also the one of Rusalira, Kabamba, Ntuchi, Sembabula. That one is already being funded.
The Minister for Presidency commended the initiative by government to celebrate the heroes.
We are celebrating this year's Heroes Day here in Lyantonde, Kabula, which was carved out of the Greater Rakai district. Kabula played a very big role during the 1981-86 liberation struggle. It was not only used as a transit route corridor for recruits, but it was also a corridor where most young men and women bravely joined the Bush War liberation struggle of 1981-1986.
The Heroes' Day was attended by ministers, members of parliament, religious and cultural leaders, and foreign dignitaries, among others. Philip Aguta and Danny Lugemoa for UBC News in Lyatonde.
50 Ugandans have been recognized with medals in different categories for their exceptional contributions to the country. The award of these medals took place in Lyantonde district, where the 36th Heroes Day celebrations for this year were held, with President Museveni presiding over the ceremony as chief guest. Now, as Philip Aguta reports, the medalists were in the categories of military, civilian and police service award.
A 70-year-old Enoch Chirabo from Mubende district is one of the living citizens who was recognized with a medal during the Heroes' Day celebrations. He is a civilian and got the National Independence Medal for his contribution in mobilizing the communities in alleviating poverty and increasing household incomes.
Movement since 1986 and have been working with masses. I've tried to instill in people the value of work. They must know that we cannot survive without work.
He says he's grateful that he has been recognized while still alive.
I'm very happy that for the last 40 years or so that I have served, I have been recognized and I've been given a National Independence Medal for this in this year when I'm still alive. I'm very grateful to the President and to those people who selected me to be among those people to receive this award. I'm very excited, and I hope this is not has been my recognition alone, or my thanks, my spirit of being thanked, but also the people of Mubende and also my family.
Another living hero who was recognized with a medal was 55-year-old Sergeant Margaret Toriachira, who is one of the longest serving police officers, and he was recognized for his hard working and a counter-terrorism department. Her medal was under the Police Service Award.
I thank God because I've been recognized to get a medal today, 9th June 2025. It's only God who has made it. It is not me.
At least 50 were recognized with the medals in total, while others were recognized posthumously, as reported by the Secretary Presidential Awards Committee, Hazrat Zamina Malole.
Medals in 3 categories. We have civilians, we have men and women in uniform, in the UPDF and Uganda Police Services. So these people were selected carefully by the Presidential Awards Committee, which is chaired by Dr. Beatrice Wabdeya. But we have those who are going to be awarded under the civilian, who are going to get the National Independence Medal or Diamond Jubilee Medal. And they will also be awarded the Nalubale Medal.
Hazrat Zamina Malole says the awards should act as an inspiration to the rest of the citizens to work hard with patriotism.
Of course, awarding people for their outstanding service across the different fields is very important, because at the same time we are able to know that today we are here because there are some people who have sacrificed their lives. There are people who have outstandingly served and they continue to serve. Secondly, it's inspirational because the young ones out there, they get to know that when we work hard or when we work for our country because it is patriotic, we get to be recognized, and that recognition doesn't go without being noticed.
Philip Agut and Daniel Ogemoa for UBC News in Liatonde.
Now, security operatives in Kasese district have recovered an AK-47 which thugs have been using to terrorize the population in Bukonzo County West. We have the details from Kasese district.
Last week on Tuesday, a group of gangs invaded the home of Wambale Gerard, the LC3 chairperson of Chonga Parish in Wera sub-county, and shot him to death.
Asante sana. Saa hii ni saa ya nini? Saa ya ni furahi. Ajili la kidogo nyuma huko tumepoteza watu wetu hapo. Chairman yetu ya Chowa tumepoteza hapa. Uizi Kinyamaseke kwa ya kufanyisa silaha. Na juzi kwa wakati tunazika huyo chairman wetu.
According to the DPC Wera Division, SP Tai Ramadhan said that the AK-47 with 33 rounds of ammunition was recovered at the banks of River Chanzi in Wera sub-county, bordering Pondwe Lubiriha Town Council in Kasese.
I promised you that with the information we shall get the bottom of this, what has happened. And here we are. Not even a week ago, we are here. We have made this progress. So I want to thank you. Please continue believing in your security agencies.
He also revealed that so far 5 people have been arrested and will be produced in courts of law.
Turudi namna tulikuwa mwaka ya 23. Tulikuwa nakamata pamoja, tunafanya pamoja.
He noted that the joint operation with the UPDF is going on to crack down those still at large.
Witness, we want to thank the community, those who believe in us, and we want to encourage you to continue. Our LC2, LC3, our PISOs in the parishes, our GISOs in the sub-counties, and other security agencies. Please, let's work together
and make Uganda secure for all of us.
Now away from Kasese district, the Speaker of Parliament, Anita Annette Among, has joined the campaign to end the opposition dominance in Buganda region. In Chazanga, Anita Among officiated the Buganda for Museveni campaign, where she implored support for NRM and President Yoweri Museveni ahead of the 2026 general elections. We have more.
The campaign, famously known as Buganda for Museveni, was organized by Bukota West MP Muhammad Sentai. The Speaker of Parliament, Annette Among, officiated at the event, which witnessed thousands attend to show support to the cause of bringing back the glory of the national resistance movement in Buganda region.
I ask you people of Lwengo, for us in Teso, decided that we shall all give Museveni his vote. What about you people in Lwengo? How many are going to give President Museveni?
Also in attendance was the Minister for Energy and Mineral Development, Ruth Nankabira.
Kaluka bili abiri mu kagwa mapu ya Uganda yonna yali ya kyenvu okujjako wano mu Buganda we wali ebimyufu.
The area MP Muhammad Sentai says such gatherings raise the opposition propaganda.
Government, in its efforts to transform this country, has achieved tremendously in so many fields. But unfortunately, the opposition takes advantage of capitalizing on a few things that where government has failed to deliver, and they blackmail government, and they put our people in an unclear direction of hating government, and they end up voting wrongly.
This comes months away to the 2026 general elections. Rebecca Natongo, Mike Bakabulindi, UBC News.
President Museveni has tasked religious leaders to join the government's efforts of spreading the wealth creation message to Ugandans. The president says religious leaders spend time in places of worship, preaching the religious gospel to believers who are poor. He advised that instead they should at least use part of the sermons to sensitize people on how to fight poverty through engaging in wealth creation activities such as commercial agriculture or farming, manufacturing and services, and ICT.
President Museveni made the remarks in his message delivered by the Special Presidential Assistant on Press and Mobilization, also Deputy Spokesperson Haj Farouk Chirunda, during a 2025 mega crusade of the Universal Apostles Fellowship Church of Righteousness held at Saza Grounds in Kayunga District. The church, headed by Prophet Daudi Isanga, has several branches in Uganda and around the world. President Museveni commended Prophet Isanga for having started preaching the NRM wealth creation message among the believers a long time ago.
President has sent me to report to you and the church that he's going to give a very big tractor. It should help you to prosper in agriculture. For he asked me, when I went to Nakaseke, I found their tractor. I said I didn't find any. These people devoted. They dig. Promoting commercial agriculture.
The president also disclosed that the country has many places of worship due to NRM's policies and laws, which, among others, emphasize freedom of worship.
Churches have emerged. Others are stealing people. But the few who believe in the kingdom of God, the righteous ones, they believe in NRM. Those who support NRM, those who support President Museveni.
Prophet Isanga noted that criminality has tainted the image of Kayunga and that the district needed revival.
Government doesn't want thieves. Government doesn't want murder. Government doesn't want anybody who hurts the other freest friend. Likewise, God, He sends prophets to take care of people's souls, that they may do things that are acceptable before God.
The Minister of State for Finance, Planning and Economic Development, also the Member of Parliament for Ntenjelu North, Amos Lugolobi, concurred with Prophet Isanga on the issue of criminality in Kayunga. Joseph Chigozigorola, UBC News.
State Minister for Transport and Bugangaizi West MP Fred Byamukama has officially assumed office as the NRM District Chairman for Kakumiro. He received the instruments of power from the outgoing chairman, Josephat Tumwesije, during a handover ceremony held at the NRM House in Kakumiro Town Council. We have the details.
Byamukama was declared unopposed after Prime Minister Nabanja convinced Fred Mwesigwa to step down for party unity.
Having been elected as the National Movement NRM Chairman, having been elected as the Secretary of Finance Main League.
While taking oath, Byamukama pledged to work with all leaders to promote NRM. He urged leaders to be exemplary and accountable for social transformation.
Income generating activity is all about mindset. Iwe niwo kudiscourage government program. Oli mwaweka liye kurungia kuli yango. Na maguru rambikiriza. Kuli abataka bakora. Aliyo kurate kura tuzumanyisa abantu. Leka yo mukulembeze wenyarem. Niwo soke. Mukura barungi. Niwo soke. Aliye kitego mukyalo chokusevinga mitwali biyebi. Baiti utuchigiremu. Uwo mukyalo yachigiremu. Umwezi kwani bora afuna school fees zayi. So niye ndiga. Iyi nkwele tubatireho.
Byamukama pledged to support youth self-reliance and back to Museveni as a sole NRM candidate. Outgoing chair Tumwesije called for unity as all leaders took their oaths.
Amina. Tikuja kuwaza mingi mno. Ningoza kusima secretary staff ya hizo. Mworo mtukole ile.
Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Now, the Kasese land victims encamped at the office of the Resident District Commissioner have chosen to stay until government addresses their concerns. They claim that delays in implementing court decisions by government have caused further land wrangles.
Over 3,000 land victims in Kasese district who are currently encamped at the office of the Resident District Commissioner have vowed not to leave until the government resettles them.
We are not going to leave this place not until they come and take us for a resettlement.
Giving the position of government, the State Minister for ICT and National Guidance, Godfrey Kabyanga, noted that a ministerial committee will soon visit Kasese to help find a lasting solution to the land matters.
It's not that government has ignored the demonstration. It's that the committee has to study the situation and the different claims carefully so that when they come, they see where to begin and where to end. Otherwise, there are so many dynamics. Recently, I heard that someone is also inviting the Banyavindi to come they have already come. Now that is also a totally different scenario.
He, however, cautioned against speculators who may lead them off track.
It's true there is a land problem in Kasese because I think people are squeezed in a small corridor of land because most of the land is owned by government institutions, and that problem is there. But what I don't know is even whether that little land we have used it productively.
Bira Grace, the chairperson cultivators, also wonders why the process of opening the boundaries has delayed.
All we want is boundary opening. How long does it take to open boundary for a given land? That is the question. So let government come up to solve these issues. And we are ready to tell them stories that we have gone through.
Kawanguzi Paul, Moses Muthabali, UBC.
UBC News tonight. Now, the Chinese Communist Party has pledged to offer support to youth-centered programs of Uganda and NRM Party to cement its relationship with Uganda. This was part of the discussions held between the visiting CPC delegation and the NRM Secretariat in Kampala.
Retired Major Paula, which is the Director in charge of External Affairs in NRM Party, welcomed the delegation from the Communist Party of China at the NRM Secretariat.
We could have it outside here, in this fresh atmosphere.
The CPC delegation led by Mrs. Rauro here, the party's director in charge of international liaison departments, arrived in Uganda on Sunday 8th June 2025.
Also, your suggestions and proposals for the further development of the relations between NRM and CPC, and also the relations between our two countries.
At the Secretariat, the two parties exchanged ideas, mainly about how they can coexist.
The political party, they were telling us how the party should be run up. They told us about the discipline.
Major Paul represented the party Secretary General Chetodong, who was away on official duties.
And therefore, that modesty, where you have continued to associate yourself with us among the developed countries, motivates us.
The discussions also touched on how Uganda and China can foster their diplomatic, trade and bilateral ties.
Uganda is a very important country of Africa, so we wish to understand your expectations of the development of China-Africa relations going forward.
The 2026 general elections was a matter of interest by the visiting Chinese delegation.
We understand from Comrade Director's introduction that the NRM leaders are very busy with the campaigns of the elections because it is a major political event for Uganda next year, especially for the entire rank and file of NRM. So we would like for you to share with us your perspectives.
It is true that in the last election we had problems with our friends from the West.
The NRM team was formed by mainly members who have ever been to China.
Consistency, discipline and execution, which we also came back and we are trying to implement. So as an alumni from China, right now what we are doing, especially this political season, we are working a lot on mindset change.
So that one motivated me as a person and as a leader. So upon coming back to Uganda, I said, how can my visit to China be useful to the environment and to the people where I come from?
The Communist Party members who are in Uganda on a 3-day visit are expected to interact with the first Deputy Prime Minister of Uganda, Rebecca Ritwala Kadaga, the NRM Secretary General, among others. Robert Nyango, UBC News.
UBC News Tonight takes a very short break, but return with more stories after these messages.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo. Dial *165 *80#. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You are now entered a draw to win school fees.
Use orders on your wallet. Bobby, again! What's the drama?
Drama? Colleagues, elections for special interest groups are calling. SIGs, elections, youth, PWDs, elderly. It's time to vote for our leaders, June through August. From village to parish to district to nationals, youth, PWDs, elderly. It's time, go vote your leaders. No! F1B! Elections are supposed to be peaceful. Easy vote, okay?
Youth, elderly, and persons with disabilities. It's time to choose our leaders. Let's show up and participate in the special interest group elections. Starting June through August this year. Your vote, your voice. My vote, my voice. This message is brought to you by the Uganda Electoral Commission.
Are you a woman with a small-scale business with a dream of growing it to another level? The GROW Project is here to support you in realizing your dream.
The GROW Project is a government initiative implemented by the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development and Private Sector Foundation Uganda with support from the World Bank.
We support women-owned businesses across the country to gain hands-on and business management skills through training within your location, business financing through grants and affordable loans, and infrastructure in your areas of operation to enable you to increase your productivity.
If you have a business that makes sales of up to 800,000 Uganda shillings per month, the GROW Project has the tools and resources to help you succeed. For more information, contact your district or city GROW focal person or call our toll-free line on 0800 307 777 to learn more about how you can benefit from the GROW Project's services.
The GROW Project, empowering women economically, transforming communities.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to the national call of strengthening the traffic security, Good Products Group HGO brand has officially launched the Rider Selection Campaign. Registration is now open. Visit www.riders.hgo.com. Complete your registration now for a chance to win exciting prizes including motorcycles, exclusive HGO gift boxes, and official rider vests, all while promoting safe riding awareness. This is how to participate. Pay the registration fee, invite 3 friends to form a team of 4, and your registration fee will instantly be refunded. Begin your journey of honor today. Don't miss this opportunity. Join the challenge, promote road safety, and become a pioneer rider. For details, visit the official Good Products website at www.hgo.com or call toll-free 0800-335-555 or visit our offices at Kingdom Kampala 3rd floor to register now and win prizes worth millions.
Welcome back from that break, and we are glad you're still with us here in UBC News Tonight. Now, in more news this evening, the Minister for Education in Buganda government, Kotilda Chikomeko, has advised parents to support their children in choosing vocational education for their children. She said vocational training gives employable skills, thus addressing the unemployment gap. She was speaking at St. Kizito High School, Bethany, in Mityana, during the Jubilee celebrations. A senior educationist, Reverend Sister Sanyu Florentina, says girls' education has had a positive impact in setting the pace for the future of the girl child.
Far we have raised some money, but it still calls for raising more funds and ensuring that this school gets that house. You know very well when a teacher is very well housed and their welfare is well maintained, they would teach very well the students. Now for the students, I would like to call upon them. You see, people are caring about your future. Now parents and old girls have been called in to fundraise for the teacher's house. So as girls, make sure you use each and every opportunity while here.
New curriculum, you've seen many of the things our children do at school. The new curriculum helps the children develop their skills and to be able to use the material they learn in school in their real life, in day-to-day life, so that they become constructive individuals. And we hope that if this curriculum is handled properly and people don't shun it, it's going to help us to develop very fast as a country.
Construction, especially for housing the teachers, I think it's a good project that we all should support. I would like to also inspire our girl children, because when I came here, of course, I had many of them being inspired, being, looking forward to being leaders like myself, being inspired to being business people, being teachers, being health workers, and all other professions, but also many other skilled personnel. So I'd like to inspire our young women to work very hard, to be determined, but most of all to trust God on the journey towards what they want.
The National Resistance Movement continues to tighten its grip in Nyoya district as more opposition members abandon their parties to join the party in power. 20 members from the opposition, mostly from the Democratic Party and Forum for Democratic Change, are the latest to swear allegiance to the movement party.
I was the chairman NCC of Kodgama for 15 years. I was the chairman Uganda Young Democrat. I was the chairman Youth Council. Now I've made my mind. I've made my mind to defect to NRM party simply because I would like to join hands with the ruling government so that we can show our children, can show our community the right way to go. In Democratic Party, it's not easy being opposition and to show.
I was elected as a district councillor under the flag of FDC. But today I'm so grateful that I've joined NRM simply because it has been for all this time when I came to Nyoya in 2016. It was very difficult for me during the time for election. I would be just searching for the stamp for FDC, for my form to be stamped. So all this time I was trying to look, I believe I had been joined now NRM.
Forever. I'm for we radio your phone not more can mau beri kilwakan me join one me jolo atie kamaling party DP kachelo ke FDC bot wakan donc join any nero gitimata kon walo kede geno mo bot wati ni gen gi pino ka konyo one me mobilizing party we be pala dilo.
The Uganda Human Rights Commission Soroti Office, which covers the Teso, Bugisu and Sebei sub-regions, have identified more than 5 key issues affecting the rights of people in the Teso sub-region. These concerns include delayed access to justice, domestic violence, child neglect and a significant knowledge gap regarding human rights issues and available laws.
This community balaza is aimed at sensitizing the public about their roles, duties and responsibilities concerning human rights and electoral process.
This issue of voting through lining is not good to me because I've seen in most cases it brings violence. If it is hard for government to apply ballot votes for all people, but at least if they can decide it in a form of a plain paper.
Cases I would receive like 3 of them, of which people have not even bothered to read out. So my advice, I was like, let the government maybe change the system of lining because there's problem now, a lot of domestic violence. Cases of GBV and sexual
violence as a form is actually happening in Otuba as well, because as a CBO I've ever handled such a case where a man and a woman are separated a house, and they are not sleeping together, and yet we know why the man marries a woman. The major reason is for sex.
There's no 100% fair and peaceful election. The fact remains they should have a few people. Now, if you bring a battalion, bring another policeman, about 300 or 400 people, you are going to intimidate. You make difference. They will fear to come to vote. So you have denied them a right to what? To vote.
Vincent Okwi, the acting residence district commissioner of Katakwi, maintains that voting by lining is acceptable, provided the election officials conduct it with transparency.
Why is that lining is also something that is good? Because it is transparent. You can really see how many people are lining behind someone's back. We keep sensitizing people that everyone has to exercise his or her right. So I don't want people to separate because the woman or as
separate ballots. The issue of misconception about human rights vis-a-vis duties and responsibilities, I think that is an area that Uganda Human Rights is going to take up to ensure that the public get to know their rights more, their duties and responsibilities. Then the issue of not providing for the children, child neglect or maintenance is an area that Uganda Human Rights Commission works in. The issue of prisoners not voting was also raised. I think that is an area for us to advocate on. Then also the issue of payment of police bond is an area for us to engage with the Uganda Police Force.
And we are really so happy as a CHOA, being one of the most disadvantaged town councils with very many gender violences. With this baraza, they have been informed that after this election, there is life.
The Uganda Human Rights Commission, with its 12 regional offices spread across the country, works to monitor and promote human rights in Uganda.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo. Dial *165 *80#. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You will now enter the draw to win school fees.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to the national call of strengthening the traffic security, Good Products Group HGO brand has officially launched the Rider Selection Campaign. Registration is now open. Visit www.riders.hgo.com. Complete your registration now for a chance to win exciting prizes including motorcycles, exclusive HGO gift boxes, and official rider vests, all while promoting safe riding awareness. This is how to participate. Pay the registration fee, invite 3 friends to form a team of 4, and your registration fee will instantly be refunded. Begin your journey of honor today. Don't miss this opportunity. Join the challenge, promote road safety, and become a pioneer rider. For details, visit the official Good Products website at www.hgo.com or call toll-free 0800-335-555 or visit our offices at Kingdom Kampala 3rd floor to register now and win prizes worth millions.
Uniquely ours. Explore Uganda.
According to the Uganda Bureau of Statistics Census Report of 2016, in Uganda, 12.4% of the population, about 4.5 million, live with a disability. Limited access to ICT and assistive technologies increases digital disparities, prompting UCOSAF's aim to promote digital inclusiveness for persons with disabilities. The ICT for People with Disability program aims to improve the accessibility of education and technology for persons with disabilities and promote their full and effective participation in society. UCOSAF is implementing this program through the creation and maintenance of an online observatory for persons with disabilities intended to link persons with disabilities with service providers and different programs that empower them, and provision of adaptive tools that enhance their quality of life through ICTs and digital skilling.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to the national call of strengthening the traffic security, Good Products Group HGO brand has officially launched the Rider Selection Campaign. Registration is now open. Visit www.riders.hgo.com. Complete your registration now for a chance to win exciting prizes including motorcycles, exclusive HGO gift boxes, and official rider vests, all while promoting safe riding awareness. This is how to participate. Pay the registration fee, invite 3 friends to form a team of 4, and your registration fee will instantly be refunded. Begin your journey of honor today. Don't miss this opportunity. Join the challenge, promote road safety, and become a pioneer rider. For details, visit the official Good Products website at www.hgo.com or call toll free 0800-335-555 or visit our offices at Kingdom Kampala 3rd floor to register now and win prizes worth millions.
Welcome back from that break, and now into the business scene. Despite the setbacks she has faced as a diaspora investor, Gloria Camara remains unwavering in her Pan-African vision of supporting the continent's efforts to digitally empower public institutions and connect underserved communities. The CEO of Luxottery Africa carries the scars of being conned by criminals in suits in a painful experience that shook her trust but not her mission.
An American-Ugandan tech entrepreneur, Gloria Camara, says she refuses to be discouraged even after falling victim to scammers who exploited her patriotism and took advantage of bureaucratic loopholes.
The matter was reported, yes. The case was reported. I refused to be silent. So I reported the fraud to the Gulu police station, where most of the financial exchanges occurred, so it was only appropriate for it to be registered in that jurisdiction. It's an ongoing open case, so as you're aware, I can't really say much more than that.
After reportedly losing $250,000 to a well-coordinated network of both visible and invisible actors who prey on hope, vision, and the dreams of diaspora investors, Gloria insists she will not back down.
What was stolen from me wasn't just money. It was time Uganda's children cannot afford to lose. Has this whole experience scarred me? Absolutely. But it hasn't killed the mission. In fact, my mission, this mission, is urgent.
She admits that in choosing to return to her motherland, Uganda, she underestimated how broken some of the gatekeeping mechanisms were. Gloria emphasizes that Africa is facing an urgent reality. By 2030, it will have the world's youngest labor force. Uganda therefore has to rise and invest or risk becoming mere consumers rather than creators in the global tech economy.
Look at Uganda. Start with Uganda. We don't need charity. Ugandan people don't need charity. They need connectivity, infrastructure, and partners who think 1,000 years ahead. And Exertory Africa is ready to do the work on the ground.
Dennis Igoa for UBC.
And now into the world of sports. The Special Olympics Committee has launched a sports training and athletic leadership program for children and adults with intellectual disabilities. Now, these activities aim to provide ongoing opportunities for participants to build physical fitness, demonstrate courage, and find joy through sports. Doreen Malaika reports.
The athletics leadership training is designed to empower individuals with intellectual disabilities, helping them become leaders within their communities. The initiative is a voice that advocates for inclusion and respect by believing in their abilities. Special Olympics Uganda initiated this program to train young people with intellectual disabilities to support themselves and others.
Empower them to be able to have employable skills, to be able to after sport, after doing sports, what else can I become? We empower them to become advocates for those that don't have a voice, for those that have intellectual disability and cannot speak for themselves. So today we started on the first module of Introduction to Athlete Leadership. We are giving them a platform where they can become out of sports, they can become something as leaders to support their fellow persons with intellectual disability.
Today is a module called Introduction to Athlete Leadership. Special Olympics Uganda has a council that they've just elected, and we need to make sure that they know why they're in that position and that they know how they can represent over 17,000 athletes that are in Uganda. So when we speak of meaningful roles for our athlete leaders, we are looking to make sure that they're not just being used as tokens, that there's no tokenism happening. And what I mean by that is that we don't just have athletes being put in spaces just to tick a box, but that they're being put in spaces where they have the capacity to meaningfully engage.
Leadership program training that is going to enable other athletes from the different parts of Uganda to take on a meaningful leadership role.
Special Olympics offer year-round sports training and competitive opportunities in a variety of Olympic-style events for children and adults with intellectual disabilities. These activities promote physical fitness, courage, joy, and a sense of belonging through a sharing of talents, skills, and friendship. Nabachibi Doreen Malaika, UBC News.
Uganda has put on a gallant display during the inaugural East Africa Regional Beach Rowing Sprint Championship at Bunjako Beach. The event was endorsed by the World and Africa rowing bodies, plus National Council of Sports, Uganda Olympic Committee, and Buganda Kingdom.
A dominant Uganda performance has climaxed the nation at top, others at the inaugural East Africa Regional Beach Rowing Sprint at Bunjako Beach, with athletes Sharif Lukwago, Derek Muhindo, Joshua Masola, Innocent Wandera and Grace Chomuhendo, Uganda winning 4 of the 11 races. The championship was Uganda's double Olympian Catherine Noble, who appreciated this new genre that Uganda must embrace.
So beach sprints is a new discipline. We've never had this discipline before. So people are coming with a bit of experience from the classic rowing and trying to convert it to beach sprints. I think overall beach sprints will be really good for Uganda, because Uganda, we have very fast runners, and also it's new for everyone in the world, so everyone is still trying to figure it out. So I think we have a bit of an advantage in beach sprints, and I hope that Uganda can really focus on beach sprints. I think what we learned this weekend is we have a lot of work to do in terms of teaching people how to control the boat, especially controlling the steering. So I think that will be the first priority.
The championship ran alongside a well-attended week-long technical course run by officials from the World Rowing and Africa Rowing. The course and championship attracted participants from Kenya, Zimbabwe, Zambia, and Malawi.
And this is very important because it helps us build capacity. This facility is very good, as we can see. The rowers have enjoyed the water, the atmosphere, and we believe that such events help us not only allow our rowers to have an opportunity to row and compete against other rowers from the region, but also build the technical capacity of the federation.
Others were rewarded for excellency were Zimbabweans Tawanyasha, Chakona, and Chinahamo Tungamirai, and Kenyans Diana Natecho, Douglas Diose, and Salim Haida. Sudat Kaye, UBC Sport.
And with that, UBC News Tonight has come to an end. Thank you so much for your company this evening. Now, on behalf of the team working tirelessly behind the scenes and myself and Yusuf, we do wish you a good night.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to the national call of strengthening the traffic security, Good Products Group HGO brand has officially launched the Rider Selection Campaign. Registration is now open. Visit www.riders.hgo.com. Complete your registration now.